What's going on, everybody? We are here again today. My WPF week 4 and 5 recap. So I'm going to go ahead and go over my games for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe for more. Go ahead and get into it. So, I played the winner for week 4, and going into the match, I was like, okay, I think I have a solid matchup here. I had like defensive Nidoking, defensive Nidoking for the Mega Manectric. I think I had Sub Zapdos. I don't remember what Feeny I had for sure. But yeah, I also have mixed Virizion, and yeah, there's something I want to try with these games though, because I will admit I didn't play the best in these games. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through it and try to just see where I could have played better in certain areas. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the battle. So he leads Aromatisse, I lead Zapdos. I'm like, okay, the most he can do to break myself here is Moonblast, and I'm not really concerned with that. So he clicks Trick Room and Nasty Plot, and I'm like, that's fine, you gotta break my sub. Then he goes for Endeavor, which doesn't break my sub. I miss Hurricane, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that sucked because I would have actually got a kill there and kept my sub up. So kind of unlucky there already for part of the game. And then he's able to break my sub there with a Manectric, but I do get some solid chip there. And then I'm gonna go for Substitute, and that was definitely a misplay there. I definitely expected him just to click Rocks, which is unfortunate. So I switch here because I see that he was faster than me. So I'm going to switch to, you saw me switch to my Scizor as he predicts that, because I know he's scared. And he predicts that and goes Marowak. And then he also predicts my switch to Incineroar with Bone Ring. But that's fine, because we're going to go ahead and get a Parting Shot now. And now I'm going to go to Zapdos, and I'm going to try to get a Roost off. And so far, I'm not playing the worst game in the world. I got a little unlucky, but I'm not playing horrible. And he goes for Misty Explosion. I'm like, okay, whatever. And now he has his Marowak under Trick Room, so some pretty good prep there. And he clicks Swords Dance. I'm like, oh jeez. So I pivot to Zapdos here, and he actually just clicks Poltergeist. I was probably in Poltergeist range, I guess. That's why he clicked it. But yeah, I tried to pivot to Zapdos in the Bone Ring, and it did not work. So I lose 2 Mons there to the Marowak under Trick Room, which was pretty solid prep for my opponent. And now I go Feeny, and I click Trick. So I give the Melmetal the Choice Scarf, and now I'm feeling like I'm in a decent position. And I go Scizor to pivot in my Melmetal, and then I click U-turn, do a ton of damage to the Slowking, and he clicks Counter. And I'm like, okay, this guy kind of brought some crazy prep, but it's definitely working out for him. So not much I can say there. I go Virizion, and I click Leaf Blade, and I'm able to do about 45 to Nidoqueen. Now I click Leaf Storm because I know I live a Flamethrower. Click Leaf Storm and I miss, and that Leaf Storm would have killed. So that's really unfortunate. He really should not have stayed in there. And now I'm going to double because I don't want to take a Flamethrower, and he does predict that. Of course, he was in a good position to do so. So now my Feeny's in, and it's really low. So I'm going to be forced to click Surf there twice. I'll be able to kill the Slowking. And now my Feeny's like in an okay spot. Fortunately, he still has Manectric. So I'm going to go Scizor here on the Volt Switch. I'm going to be able to eat that. Does 40%. Then he goes Marowak. And I get U-turn. Onto my Virizion. Sack the Virizion. Because I don't think my Feeny could have taken that very well. So now we go Feeny. Maybe Feeny was the better play. I don't really help. I'm sure Feeny would though. Not sure, but I'm like decently sure. Yeah. So Feeny gets a kill there. Then we go Scizor. And it's able to eat the Volt Switch. And he goes Nidoqueen. And it's pretty much wraps from there. Because he's just going to Earth Power twice or 3 times. And win the game. So, it's pretty unfortunate. Obviously, I didn't play the best in this one. But there's definitely a few things that I was definitely disappointed with. In terms of my Mons not hitting their moves. So, first of all, the second Hurricane miss on the first Hurricane miss on the Aromatisse. I don't know what I missed, dude. But the second Hurricane I clicked, I missed, and that actually would have gotten a kill there on the turn he clicked Endeavor, and that that sucked that I missed that. So it would have killed the Aromatisse, and it would have stopped the whole Marowak thing from happening. And then also the Leaf Storm miss on the Nidoqueen, which ended up cleaning me as well. Really sucked because if Nidoqueen's out of the picture here, it's Manectric versus the Melmetal, and that forces the Manectric to do like a 50-50. Anyway, a little unlucky there. Not necessarily my best play game either, though. Trying to pivot around, and I definitely did get predicted a lot. So definitely not my best play game, which is definitely unfortunate. But I do feel like I got slightly hacked, not the base anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the Week 5 replay. Okay, and we are back, and I'm here. This is my Week 5 game against Chris YGO Pro, and yeah, Chris, cool guy, admin and SDL for me. So definitely a cool guy, and I was excited to do this battle with him. So this game, I was like, okay, Mega Arrow kind of fucks me up, but you know, fucks everybody up because Edge, Fire Fang, EQ, Crunch, and then Edge does like 40 to Feeny. So Arrow fucks me up. So my plan here was I brought Discharge Zapdos to basically try to paralyze all the switch-ins, and then hopefully be able to break through with Feeny / Nidoking, or like any of my guys really, depending on what he brought. He also had a Roserade, which I expected him to bring for the Feeny, but he didn't, so I was a little surprised by that, as he brings my Mortar instead, which is interesting for sure. But let's go ahead and get to the game. This prep more so than my Week 4 prep was a little half-assed, I must admit. So it's not my best prep, and that's definitely something that I need to put more time into, because I don't want to be losing these games, right? So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the game. So I believe I lead Zapdos once again, and he leads Arrow, and I'm like, okay, this sucks. He switches out Fury Scarf Zapdos, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I switch to Feeny, and I'm able to get that play right. I click Calm Mind, because I knew Umbreon was a free Calm Mind. I probably could have surfed though for some damage, and as you see there, I forgot Intimidate, but yeah, I mean, actually that kind of sucks. I forgot Intimidate. Iron Head still doesn't do too much though, and I just Parting Shot out and Rakuni. And then I'll go Zapdos and force that thing out. So I click Discharge now, and I do about 22% to the Umbreon. No para, that's just fine. And now we go Feeny, and I didn't really care about Umbreon because I know Umbreon is free Feeny every single time. I knew Magmortar had access to Thunderbolt, so I probably could have doubled to Nidoking neck on the Thunderbolt. But he goes for Clear Smog now, and he actually does clear my stats as well. So solid prep by him, and Scald only does 55, so definitely could have doubled to Nidoking neck, and it's definitely unfortunate that I did not. Now I double the Nidoking, and I'm like, oh shit, dude. As he doubles the Rakuni, and then he goes for Liquidation, and I'm really messed up right now. As Liquidation does do a ton of damage, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was not expecting Liquidation to do that much, but it appears that he is adamant. And now I'm just going to Drain a Kiss, because I know I need some health. As he does reveal Poison Jab, and I appear to be losing more health than I'm gaining. And now I go Zapdos, as he predicts that and clicks Liquidation. And yeah, I just needed that little bit of chip, so Discharge could kill. In retrospect, Thunderbolt might have been able to kill full, actually, but yeah, I was just trying to work with the prep that I had. So anyway, he does predict that, and there's definitely so much more that I could have done to play around the Rakuni. I just could have not let him do anything to my Zapdos and gone Feeny. Could have had Scizor, Mega Scizor before, and just stopped it in its tracks. I could have doubled to keep my Feeny, doubled in the Nidoking to keep my Feeny high health, especially when I knew Thunderbolt was coming, but I did not. I played pretty conservative, and that definitely to a fault. So I go Nidoking now, and I really wanted to Stealth Rock here, but I was definitely fearing him staying in and claiming like Overheat or something. So I click Earth Power, and that was unfortunate for sure. But now I'm going to U-turn and get a kill on the Magmortar. which is fine by me. So we're done with Magmortar now. I go Nidoking, hopefully trying to force him to Latias / Jirachi so I could get Musharna in. But he went Arrow, and now I get Musharna in against Arrow, which was not as good for me, but I figured he clicked Earthquake the first time. I actually really wanted to Sludge Wave because I thought he might D-Dance or Sub or something, but I decided to switch, and that was definitely a good thing to do. So I Moonblast there, finally get some chip on the Jirachi, and this time, this is also a misplay. I really should have Moonlighted, but I clicked Calm Mind, and once again, not a great play, for sure. So he clicks Skitter Smack, and I'm like, oh my god, what even is that move? And I U-turn out, do like about 40 to the Araquanid, and I go Feeny, and I'm like, alright, now this is fine, and I double the Scizor, expecting the Poison Jab to come out. Don't want to do that game with the Araquanid. And now we're feeling good, and we're going to go ahead and get another U-turn off, do a bunch of chip to the Jirachi. Out comes my Incineroar with the boots, and now we're going to Parting Shot. And I'm kind of clawing my way back in now, into the game, after misplaying around that Magmortar, and the Araquanid was active. So I'm kind of clawing my way back in here. I go for Defog, I don't want to deal with that. I definitely want my Nidoking to outspeed the Araquanid and my Scizor. So, definitely don't want to deal with all that. And now he's just gonna flinch me down with the Jirachi, which is really unfortunate, man. I definitely think he should not have gone for that. But he did, and he got it. I decided to save my Incineroar as a sack because Scizor had so much health and that Iron Head did nothing. So Scizor gets another kill now. Out comes Latias, I go Musharna. On the Psychic, I eat that. And now this turn I got a Moonlight because I'm really low. But Musharna definitely could beat Latias 1v1, so I wasn't worried about that. And then he goes for U-turn there, and I believe I click Moonlight again. Yeah, so now I'm at full health against the Arrow. He goes for Edge. It does about 40. I click Psychic, and that's pretty important damage to have because now I know that my Bullet Punch can kill the Arrow. And now I'm going to double to my Scizor. I'm going to switch to my Scizor. Not expecting him to click Fire Fang because obviously he shouldn't click Fire Fang, right? Because my Musharna is out there, takes nothing. But then he clicks it, and I lose my Scizor. And I'm like, wow, Scizor is really, really important to try to win the game now. But I go Feeny because now I know I can eat any move that he goes for and kill him back. But I doubled in my Nidoking, expecting Jirachi to come out. And then I go for Mega Horn, hoping they catch a Lottie for some differential, but I cannot. Now I'm going to stack my Incineroar. Unfortunately, no Intimidate, which also does suck there. And now I'm going to go for my Feeny. And I click Calm Mind, and I'm like, whatever, I'll try to see if I can scald this and get some differential there. And unfortunately, Jirachi is going to do Jirachi things. It's going to punch me. And then I go Nidoking, and that takes away more than I thought. I mean, obviously, I encountered it, so I knew at this point I lost, so it didn't matter. And yeah, Jirachi's just going to win the game now from here. And yeah, that really that really did suck. As he's just going to Iron Head me, and the game's over. So, a couple things for sure is the Araquanid and the Magmortar. I could have played around those much better, and I didn't. So, there's that. And then, obviously, the Fire Fang play that he made on Scizor, hard to read. He got me, and that's probably not something I should have risked. So, definitely something that I try to improve on is not risking that for no reason. Because I do tend to make some big risks when they're not necessary. So, yeah, that's something that I definitely need to improve on there. But like I said, I really did need to play around the Magmortar and the Araquanid better, and then not make that huge risk with Scizor. Obviously, I could have killed the Jirachi with my fucking Incineroar, but he flinched me down all the way, so that did suck. I know it's a Jirachi, but he definitely got over odds, I think, on the Iron Head flinches. At least at the end there, he obviously did click Iron Head a lot, so it is kind of my fault for that as well. But I would have expected to break through at least once. Anyway, yeah, I think I definitely played worse in this game than I did in the Week 4 game. I think in the week 4 game I got hacks, to be honest with you. But not like overt hacks, but I think they mattered enough because if I kill the Aromatisse, no Marowak sweep, and if I kill the Nidoqueen, no Nidoqueen sweep. So yeah, it's pretty huge. In this game, I think I just played really bad, and there's like nothing else to it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was my week 4 and week 5 game. I'm definitely gonna try to use these as points to improve off of, and I definitely had some not great prep. Definitely some prep that I could have done better. At least in week 5, week 4, my prep probably was fine. He just brought some crazy shit, kind of got me off guard. But yeah, week 5, not my best prep, and that's definitely something I need to improve on. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Sure, like it if you like it, and subscribe for more. Catch you guys next time. Peace.